Okay, so now we are going to show you, or I'm going to show you how the Monday.com platform looks like. So I did not try to log in or get started with it. So let's click on get started and see what it brings up for us. So it's loading. I can continue with Google. You can sign in with your Google or you can sign in with any account. So let me sign in with this, my Gmail account. This is also a paid platform and it has like a um limited number of days you can use the free package. So it's asking me here, there, what brings you here today? So I want it to be very personal. You can do it for per work. So if you're working for a company or an organization and you have to manage a project, you can click on work. You can either use it for your schoolwork or if you're working for a nonprofit. So I am going to go for personal. Well, I have been going for personal. Let me go for nonprofits. So as a nonprofit, when you click on nonprofit, you want to describe your role. Is either you're an IT staff or executive or employee or volunteer or other. If you click on order, you can continue, or you want to click on executive, depending on, let me leave it on order. So how many people are on my team? So I would say I have a team of 11 to 15. How many people work at my company? I can say 20 to 49 and then continue. So now select what you would focus on, basically. So the Monaco.com can do a lot of this, right? And so you can request, you can use it for requesting approvals, like people are requesting for funds. You can use it for CRM, that is customer relation management. You can use it for event management. You can use it for software development. So people who are into IT product um making products or producing products or yeah, developing products. Yeah, that's the term, developing products. They can use this, those engineers or product designers and the rest, they can use this. You can click on that. We can use it for grant management. So as a nonprofit, remember what you clicked on. I can click on this. I can say grant management, but because I am using this tool as a project management tool, I'm clicking on project management. You can use it to manage your portfolio, which is basically the different portfolio is the different projects you carried out. Like all together, you're putting them all together. It's a collection of all the different projects you have done. You can use it to, as a task management tool as well. Okay, but then we're using it for project management. So we continue. One last question. How did we hear about us? So the first time I saw the Monday.com, it was through a friend. So I will click on that and I will continue. Okay, 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 okay. So it's loading up, it's loading up, it's loading up. So now, who can be added to your team? So let me add my other Gmail account that I have here as members of my team. So for you, you're working with a team, you can add them as an admin or you can add them as members. So I want to add them as members and I want to add this other one, uh, virtual a at gmail.com. So I still want to add them as a member. So the more as I add, you can keep adding as much as you can. So I would invite team members. So what that does is that it sends a different, like separate emails to the two email address I just added to invite them to be part of my team. working on this workspace. Okay. So you can see some similarities between the Monday.com and the Asana. So let's start working together. So give your bot name. You can give it a bot name. So what can we call it now? Let's call it a book project. So I say book project. Well, I love books, so this is for the first board. Okay. So select relevant columns for my board. So it has already selected three things that should be on my board: the owner of the task, the status, as well as the due date. So I can put last updated, I can put files, I can put priorities, I can put timeline, I can put budget, I can put notes. I want them all. So I click on next. So it gives me also things to add for my project overview. So it has added tax overview, tax by status, tax by owner, overdue tax, I can want that, tax by due date, I want that as well. And then we go to next. Then I can still add more layouts. I can add table. I will show you, this is how the table form looks like. I can add cards. This is how the cards look like. It's always called the Kanban cards. Okay, so here's the Kanban cards actually. This is how the Kanban cards looks like. So I can decide to have it as table form or Kanban, right? Or calendar form, or GNAT form, or timeline form, okay? But I want it to be in table form. So depending on how you want your project to look like, your project, your workspace to look like, you would click on it. So now we can add task now. For my book project now, I want to source material as my first task to be done. The next task is arrange the literature review, arrange the materials I got, and then start drafting the first manuscripts, right? And then get started. Okay. Start working. Next, 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 next. So yeah. So now this is how the interface for the Monday.com work management workspace look like. So it has, because of the three tasks I have added, it has actually just added me. It kind of automatically added me by default, added me on as the owner for the first one, right? So I can change the owner. If I don't want to be the owner, I can change it to Colatier. I can add more people, right? I can add uh Ome as well to be people who will be sourcing the material. I can't be the only one sourcing the material. So the due dates, let's change it to 18 so that it removes that. So you see when the due date is on 10, for example, it's showing this exclamation mark showing that it is due. When you click on it, oh, it was due yesterday. Okay, it kind of shows you that this is a task you need to take care of. Okay, so let's move it to 12, for example. And then for every task that has been done, it kind of crosses it out. But this task is not yet done. So let's say we're still working on it. So once you change the status, it changes. The date is no longer crossed anymore. Okay, then priority again. You can either say this is actually critical. Yeah, because we can't start writing the book without sourcing the material, right? And we can't go ahead without arranging. And then start drafting. Drafting can also be high because we can't have a book if we don't do something. Okay, if we don't start drafting. So here, so if you are stuck on drafting the first manuscript. It could mean that because we are still sourcing materials as well as arranging the materials, that is why we're stuck on this, right? Okay. So notes. Under notes, you can add action item. What are the things, for example, in sourcing materials, where do I want to, we want every member here added here to start sourcing the materials. Okay, you can add notes here. And then in arranging the materials, you can still add, okay, as you can actually, under these notes, assign different people who depend on how you have sourced your materials. You can add more additional notes, okay, here and as well as here. Okay, so let's assign someone here. Let's assign someone here as well. So for this one, Omer is the owner of this task. Okay, so if there are additional, okay, before we go to additional files, let's look at budgets. So to source this material, probably we need $50, right? And to arrange them, we need 100. And to start drafting, we just need $30. Okay. So as we write the budget, it kind of adds up here. Okay. So if we have any materials like PDFs or images, this is the place to add them. Okay. You can add from your computer. Okay. So how did this come up? I just clicked on the cell. So, or you can click on this to add. Okay. Once you click on it, it either shows you to add from your computer, that is, you have it saved. You can add from document or from a link. Okay. If it's from a link, you want to paste the link here and you want to also describe what you want the link to look like, and then you save. Okay. If it is from a Google Drive, you want to click on that, and then you have to sign into your Google to have access to your Google Drive. So this is where you add any files as per to every task. Okay, then timeline. You want to set a start to and finish date. This is where you do that. And then last updated, anytime an activity is being done, right? It shows who actually updated it last and how many minutes ago. And also, when you click on that cell, you can add any additional thing like an update, what you have done, why you made a change. For example, let's go back. For example, you have started working on this, say working on it, and you are stuck, for example. Okay. And so here, last updated, which this is where you say, I am stuck on this because I have been experiencing network glitches, for example. Okay, and then you update, right? So all the time after you have, every time you're working with your team, you always have to look at this so that you know when last was updated. And if anything was added, it will come up here. So because I added that, once you click on it, it will show what the person, the member to your workspace has added. Okay. So this plot sign again, you can add more column. You can either add tags, you can add drop downs, you can add check boxes, you can add files again, right? You can add formula if the task has to do with some calculations. We have timelines already, okay? So let's see more columns. We have status. You can add labels. If you want to, you can add people, you can add long text, okay? You want the text to show on the table, not on the when you click on the comment icon. You can add connect boards. So that's how you keep adding, okay? So, so that's how it works. And also you can decide to change your name, the name of this, instead of to do, you can decide to rename it if you wish to rename it. But this kind of shows you what you're supposed to do, right? So I'm leaving it as to do. So let's say that this source material is done now, okay? And it is completed. So since it has been completed, I want to move it. So I can move it to group or move it to board. If I had another board, that is when I can move it to board. Let me move it to group. So I want to move it to completed. Okay, so because it is done, I'm moving it to completed. That's how you get to move it. So let me see. Okay, I'm trying to Control Z it. So let me do another one. So you see what I did. So we have, let's say again, we are done with this, right? So once you click here, the checkbox, this comes up, right? And here is move. Move to group, move to completed. It moves it. Okay, so that's how you move your task from one group, because this is a group, to another group. Okay, so yes, that's how it works. So let's come to this left-hand side of the workspace. So we have home, right? Uh, I have a message update. Hi, Choma. Let me see. So basically a message from, I guess, the person who designed Monday.com. Okay. So, so this is where all my updates will show, right? And all your updates will show. If someone had mentioned you, this is where it will show. Because he mentioned me, it's still showing under I mentioned. If I bookmark any updates, this is where it will show. So you bookmark updates that you don't want to miss out from and you want to easily find. Okay, all accounts. So on under all account, it shows all the comments that has been made inside the different task. So I have made this comment. Okay, so everything was showed here. If I schedule any updates, right, for later, this is where it will show. And this is actually a new feature that is showing right now. So it also shows me how far I have gone in completing my profile. So I can enable desktop notification, I can invite multi members, I can complete my profile, I can also install the mobile app. So the Monday.com has a mobile app. Okay. So that is basically for home. So even on the home page, right, you can still invite more people, okay, if you want to invite, but I'm not going to invite anyone, so I'm saying no, thank you. So when I go under my work, so under my work actually shows everything that I have done, whether in the past, today, this week, what I am going to do next week, what I'm going to do later, or what I have set without a date. So it kind of shows everything that you're doing on the workspace. Okay. If I had set something for next week, for example, it will show here. Because I have not set anything for next week, it doesn't show that. Let's go back to my book project, sorry. And let's click on this for next week. Let me see whether it will show up there. I still yet to show. I'm coming. So why is it not showing? Sorry for that. Well, it's still not yet updated. I guess it's still slowing down. So we can click to more. More shows whether you want to do a quick search, a template center, or personalized menu. Let's look at the template center and look how it looks. So the template center, you can actually come here to get different templates that you can use. You can use social media planner. So the Monday.com, you can use it to plan your social media content, right? For marketing, for customer projects, if you're into sales. You can also include the Agile project management template. Let's see how this works. So let's use it. Just, just exploring, right? It's loading, it's loading, it's loading, it's loading, it's loading. Let's hold on. Okay, so the Agile roadmap, it's also a project management um, templates, right? So if you could really look at this, you see that the Agile is basically for Agile project management tool is basically used by is basically used by basically used by engineers who produce or develop products. Okay. And if you look at this um, templates, it looks different from this book project. Can you see the difference? So let me show you the difference. So let's go to the roadmap. If you look at this left-hand side, you'll see that it shows the Agile roadmap and then it's Agile sprint planning. So Agile project management runs on iterations. And this is what it means. Simply, when engineers or product developers use the Agile, it actually works for them because when they produce or develop a product like a software, right, they want to test it in the market, see how the target audience or target clients use that product it, and collect feedback. The feedback they get from the client will also feed what they would use, what they would put in to develop the product to perfectly meet the need of their clients. So every time they discuss or work on the feedback of that product from their client, those period of time is called sprint planning, and it takes a month or it takes 2 weeks. So that is why here it's called sprint planning. But then, without diverting from, I just wanted to explain what that means. Okay, so but then you look at how the table looks like here on using the Agile roadmap. It shows the item, right? It shows the owner, uh, if it's very, you can star it, right? You can start the table. Oh, I want to take this out. Oh, okay, okay. It's not actually star, it's called the sidekick, and it's basically uh using AI, ask AI about this item, okay, and then it will help to draft. You can, these are suggestions you can use, draft a progress update for improve inbox based on, so it's basically for AI. Yes. Yes. So if you want to use AI, so you can click on this. Then you also assign the owner. Then you also describe whether it's the opportunity or okay, you can, it's either an opportunity to add more functionality, maybe it's an inbox versus notification, what's better for the user. User can find right template. Okay, it has like different Dropbox. So let me click on opportunity to add more feature here. Let's say inbox. Like, so it has a Dropbox. Okay, it kind of tells you what each of these tasks is for. Okay, and then it has priorities, which is the same as the other table. It shows this one also have another job box. Is either under enterprise free trial. So the tire, so now every product has a subscription package. So if you have a product that has free trial, pro, and enterprise, so you want to know or you want to tell your team that this feedback we're working on is for a client that's under the enterprise platform, for example, okay? Or we want to say, okay, this person own feedback is, we have the feedback for enterprise and pro. Okay, so you can add as many tier as possible. So for this task, for example, it's the feedback we receive from a client that is under an enterprise package, under the pro package, under the free package. So then you can now set the scope. You can now set the scope as yes, working on it, no. So the yes means, okay, it is done. The working on it is, okay, we're still working on it. No, we are not done with it. So that is the scope for each of the item. Then you want to add timeline for each of the item, how long it will take to deal with that feedback, for example. Okay, and once you add the timeline, it kind of shows you the number of days. Once you click on it, it shows you the number of days. Okay. The initiation status, it shows whether this item, this feedback item is being worked on, is not started, or it's being worked on, or it is done. Okay. Then the agile sprints, like I told you, so the agile sprints, the sprint planning basically lists the things that every member of the engineering team is doing. So for example, when I was working for an edtech company, I heard about the sprint thing, and that's why I understand it. So when we're working on a new feature for the software, this is where you will list every item that is being worked on by the engineering team or the product management team. So if there are more items to be added, there's a place where you will add the item here. Okay. Then Miro. Okay, the Miro kind of shows the percentage of the things that are being done. Okay. The progress, yes. It shows the progress because I clicked on it and this is how it brought it out. It brought every detail on the task. So you can still add more column if you want to add more column. So this is how the Agile roadmap looks like. I just wanted to show you this because you would want to try out the Agile model, okay? So the sidekick is basically the AI attached to Monday.com. So Asana has Asana AI. Monday.com's own AI is the side cake. Okay. And let's close this. So I think it's a new feature because this is my first time of actually seeing it. Because I have been using Monday.com to train other virtual assistants, but haven't seen it. So it's a new feature. If you see something with the beta on it, it's still being tried out. So this is exactly what I'm saying now. People, the engineering team or the product team that has been working with the Monday on the Monday.com app, they're still working on it. Okay. And that is why features like this shows the better, right? And the more you use it, the more it provides information to the engineering team or to the product team as well to know what they need to change. Okay. I bet you they have their own platform on the Monday.com where they are managing their teams and managing the task and their teams as well. So you can invite someone here to be part of this board. I have not invited anyone because I am the owner. That's why I'm already there. So I can add this person. I can make him the owner by clicking on this. I can make Kulata the owner by clicking on this. I can resend invites, okay? Or I can remove her through the X button. So that's how you add people on this agile, on the agile project management workspace. Okay. So basically, this is how Monday.com looks like. Okay, I showed you how to come in to sign up into Monday. I showed you how you can set different um the different requirements for the different columns. I showed you how to move task that has been done from to do to completed. I showed you how the agile roadmap looks like. And I basically explained that people who are into software development are the ones who use the agile roadmap a lot. And this is quite interesting because um the agile project management workspace or template is often attributed to Jira and Trello, but now Monday.com you can also use the agile roadmap to manage your software development projects as well. So you can enhance, let's see what enhance does here. It's not coming up. So you can enhance your board. You can create your first AI-powered column. Okay. It is what to explore. It kind of shows you more ways to use AI with Monday.com. Put AI to work and unlock smarter and more efficient workspaces. Okay, let me go back to my book products. And let's see whether we can work on it. The classification results, I can say classify the project based on the following details: current status, right? I can so I save and apply. So now it is applying. Okay, so let's see what it has done. Classification. So it added this classification result. So it added another column for me. So because it is AI that added it, so this icon is close to it. So classification results basically giving me more details or more details to each task. Sorry for that. Okay, this task is talk by the 20th. So it's just kind of repeated what I mentioned here. Okay, it is talk and the due date is 20th. It's telling me it is a high priority, so it kind of gives a summary of everything here on the task, on each task. So if you want to integrate your Monday to um let's see what it will come up with, but that is the integration. Sorry about this, sorry about this, sorry about this, sorry about it. Okay, yes, if you want to integrate monday.com to no, 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 no. Should no, reload, please. I was not supposed to take it out. Sorry. Sorry about that. Lost in transmission. It's loading. Uh, okay. It's still loading. I'm sorry. It's taking this time. Okay, so let's go back to integrate. So the integration basically is you can integrate your project to Slack. Okay, you can integrate it to, if you have a conversation channel on Slack, you can integrate that, a particular project, to the Slack communication. You can integrate it to the email correspondence if you have it. You can integrate it to a calendar, your Google Calendar. So this is where you do the integration. Then automation. Let's see what it comes up with. So because we automated classification results, it is showing what we have done, right? It shows that I have run like 5 automations. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so as much automation you do, it kind of shows, it shows here under automation. Okay. So uh let's see. Custom block with AI, install 5 minutes ago. So it basically shows you what you have automated. So I can come here again to create automation if I want, right? So what happens is when this happens, when I add this, then do this. Okay. So whatever you add here, you can, whatever you say to it, when I add this, when I add, let me say, okay, when a status changes, let's say, then move the item to group, create automation. Okay, when status change, do something, changes to done, right? Then move the group to completed. Okay, so that is a perfect example of an automation. So yes, we have run that automation. So let's go back and see. Let's do this. Let's click this as done and see whether it will work. An automation is running. Yay, it worked. Okay, so it immediately took it to completed. So I'm so happy that you were able to see that. So you see that Monday.com also work on plans. So I think it gives a, let's see the plan it has. So it has basic, it has standards, Yes, Pro. It has Enterprise. But right now, I'm running on the 14 days left for my free trial. Again, that's why I am making this video so that you can see everything. After 14 days, I'll not be able to run automations. No, I'll not be able to do that. Okay. So if you're working for an organization and you have to use this platform, Monday.com, you should be open to budget to pay for a plan. And the best plan for every organization will be to go for you want to go for the enterprise. And this is not for me. This is not basically me what's it called, advertising for this company called Monday. I don't know them. Okay, so let's can so if I continue, it will take me to where I can add money for payment. So basically, this is it. So you can invite members here again. This is the marketplace. So let's see what's in the marketplace. Uh, so it kind of shows, I think things you can do with the Monday. You could buy a doc export PDF generator. You can do Microsoft 365 SharePoint. You can do item to PDF, Google Sheet Embedder, workflow. So I think basically these are things you can also integrate with Monday.com. So, but for starters, I don't think you should be concerned about the Monday marketplace. You should be more concerned about how to add your members to your workspace, um, how to assign owners to every task, how to include tasks to every column. So if you want to add a new group again, this is where you add, okay? This is as easy as anything. The difference between the Monday.com with the Asana is that with Asana, you have a dashboard where you can see, have it like a pictorial view, an overview of your task, the task you have completed and all that. Under the home for this Monday.com, it only shows you the project you recently went in or you just worked on. There's no form of a dash. Okay, yes, there's a dashboard and reporting here. Let's see. Okay, yes, it has a dashboard. Perfect. So it has its own dashboard as well. This is interesting. So it shows you the number of tasks done, all tasks, nothing in progress, nothing stuck, nothing, all three done. It shows you the owner for every project, right? And how many tasks for every person that is assigned to a task and how many they have as well. But I also feel it's not as elaborate as that of the Asana. You can export this your dashboard to PDF or schedule PDF export. Okay, if you don't want to export it now, you can schedule to export it. Again, you can invite here as well. You can have it on the view, right? Or you can have it on the edit. So you see what happened on the view, there is nothing here, right? When I click on the edit, there is something here. So what it means that I can add widgets. What does it mean? I can add more things that I can add. I want to see on the dashboard. So let's say we want to add, I have charts already. Let's add numbers. Basically, I don't know what these numbers mean. Okay. So I guess it has to do with the task. It's kind of related to the task. So we can add another thing. Let's say battery. So in the battery form is basically showing, okay, the number of things done, stock, or working on. If you notice, this battery form is also somewhere. Let's go back to our book project. Okay, you can find it here. So this battery icon shows for status and priority. So here we have critical, one critical, and two high high. So it's showing it shows the difference. Okay. So this icon here, copy link. This is where you can copy the link to this particular book project and send it or share it with other team members who are not part of as members, they can view what you are doing or the list of the things you have for that particular project that you need to do. You don't necessarily need to go in and edit anything. So you just copy the link here and share with them. Okay, so these three arrows is where you can do a lot of things, give permission, go to the settings, go to notification, archive the board or delete the board as well. Okay, so this is basically what the monday.com platform looks like. And if you have watched the Asana and now you're watching the monday.com video, you could see clearly the difference. And this difference in the future gives you an idea of what products you want to use, or the product that is sorry, not the product, the tool that is best for your organization or best for your work. Okay, thank you very much. I hope this um video, the showing you how the monday.com platform looks like, really helped you. And if you have more questions, you know where to reach out to me. Thank you.